Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to another episode of Man Cave Meals. Today we're going to fire up the Kamado Joe Classic, and I'm going to make a cast iron pan of bacon upside down cornbread. So let's get started. We're going to get this cornbread cook started here in the Kamado Joe Classic. We're going to set up for some indirect cooking, and I'm going to set both halves of my heat deflector in the low position here on the divide and conquer flexible cooking rack. And then I'm going to set both halves of the grilling grate on the rack, and I'm going to close this grill up, and I'm going to set my vents, and we're going to use the I command to set this grill up to run at 425. We're going to get this project started here by cooking some bacon. I'm going to cook 5 strips of this thick sliced bacon here in my cast iron pan, and we're going to cook it till it's almost completely cooked. I don't want it crispy, so we're going to give this about 10 minutes or so, and I'll flip it and we'll be back in just a moment. And as this bacon gets almost completely cooked, I'm going to take it off and we're going to drain it on some paper towels. And then I'm going to take the grease that's in my pan here and just dump it into a measuring cup. We're going to reserve that because we want to use it. And then the next thing we're going to do is I've got 6 slices of bacon that I've chopped, and we're going to cook this until it's crispy. And when this bacon gets done, I'm going to take it off and we're going to drain it on the paper towels also. And after you get that bacon out, if you didn't get at least a half a cup or about 8 tablespoons of bacon grease from your first cook, use this to top off your measuring cup to where you've got at least a half a cup of that. That diced bacon, I'm just going to take my knife and I'm going to chop that up just a little bit finer. That's a little coarser than I want for putting in cornbread, so I'm just going to take my knife here and break that up just a little more. It's okay to have a few big pieces on there, but I think that's going to do the trick. Okay, my grill's up to temperature, so the next thing I want to do is I've wiped this pan out. I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons or so of those bacon drippings and toss them in that pan. And then I'm going to toss this pan on the grill, and we're going to let that preheat in there for about 8 minutes while we get the cornbread batter ready. Okay, in a large mixing bowl, I'm going to add my cornmeal, my all-purpose flour, my baking powder, some black pepper, some salt, and some freshly chopped thyme. And I'm just going to take my whisk, and we're going to whisk all those dry ingredients together. And in another small mixing bowl, I have my buttermilk. I'm going to take 2 eggs to put in there, and I'm going to pour the rest of that bacon grease that we saved. That's about 6 tablespoons or so, and I'm going to take my whisk and work all that together and get those eggs broken up. And then we'll just set that aside. And now we're going to come back to our dry ingredients bowl, and I'm going to pour the wet ingredients in, and I'm just going to take my whisk and bring all that together until it's smooth. And then I'm going to put in my chopped bacon and mix that in. And then I've got about 1.5 cups of shredded Gruyere. We're going to work that in. And as soon as our pan's preheated, we are ready to move forward. Okay, I've got the pan preheated, so I'm going to set that here, and we're going to take that bacon that we made, and we're going to layer it out here in the bottom of this pan, and then we're going to pour our cornbread mixture right in on top. And this is a 10-inch cast iron pan, if I haven't already mentioned that. And I'm just going to let that spread out evenly, and we'll take that back to the grill. So now we'll put this back on the grill, and this is going to go for 30 to 40 minutes until that thing's nice and golden brown and the toothpick comes out of the middle clean. Alright guys, we've been going right at 40 minutes and this cornbread is ready. So I'm going to take this off. We're going to let it cool in the pan for about 10 minutes. So I've let this guy cool in the pan, and you can see we have our pineapple upside down cornbread. So I'm going to take the knife and we're going to take a wedge out of here. And we'll have a look. I want you to take a look at that. That is beautiful. Okay guys, you're going to have to give this a try and let me know what you think. This has a beautiful bacon flavor all throughout this cornbread. It's just absolutely delicious. It's easy to make. So give this a try. Until next time, this is John Setzler with Man Cave Meals.